Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. You're joining us here at the results announcement by State Bank of India, the largest lender of this country. And I have with me Mr. Dinesh Khara, the chairman of the bank. Mr. Khara, welcome to this conversation. You've reported a 24% rise on your quarterly net profit. 20,000 crore plus net profit, probably the highest net profit reported by any entity, at least in the current result cycle. I wanted to understand what has contributed to this profit, because some analysts point out that this is mostly non-recurring items and so may not happen again.
Actually, this has to be seen in the context that in the last quarter, there were some one-off charges also which we had taken, and they were to the extent of about 7,100 crore, which was on account of the one-time pension liabilities, and almost about 9,000 crore plus, which we had taken for the wage revision. So actually 16,000 crore was something which we had already taken. So to that extent, our last quarter is also depressed. If at all it's up, then it was depressed. So what you mentioned in terms of one-off, so I would still say that if at all you will normalize all this also, still we are up in terms of about 4,000 crore as far as the profits are concerned. So that is what it is. And secondly, what has happened is that in this quarter per se, we have our loan book has grown and our yield on advances have improved. We have been in a position to check our cost of resources well. And on the top of it, the quality of the loan book is superb. So these are the kind of things which have contributed in terms of the kind of profit which you have seen in this quarter.
So coming to the business side of the story, so you've seen your advances grow quite strongly, handsomely, about 15.5%. You're projecting about 15-16% odd growth for FY25 as well. On the deposit side, at about 11-12%, and then for the year you're looking at about 13%. I wanted to get a sense from you as to what the dynamics on the ground are looking like, because that demand has not really petered off yet. I mean, there was some expectation that maybe that demand will start petering off a little bit, FY24, FY25. Hasn't happened.
No, not at all. I would say that there is a very strong and robust demand when it comes to housing, when it comes to retail, when it comes to consumption. Similarly, all this is leading to the supply side push in terms of the production. And when all that starts happening, it gives decent opportunity for the corporate book, for SME book also. So what we have actually observed is that the capacity utilization has already reached to the extent of 75%. And the working capital availment went up by about 10%. And when it comes to the unavailed term loans, they have come down to about 18%. So again, it's a reflection of the investment demand. It's a reflection of the working capital cycle. It's a reflection of the funds required by the SME. Likewise, even in the agriculture sector and the retail sector, I think all the sectors are showing signs of growth. So I don't expect that we have got any challenge as far as demand is concerned, and its concomitant impact on the supply side and the various ingredients of the supply side.
When you're talking about the corporate side of the story, you've guided for about a 4 lakh crore pipeline for your corporate loans, 75% of which is coming from the private sector. Can we finally say that the private capex is back?
So I can very well, because the kind of traction which you are seeing in terms of the new proposals which you are receiving, it's very well there.
Coming to the deposit side of the story, of course, you in the press conference mentioned that you want to work on improving your share of current accounts. You also want to ensure that your retail deposit, of course, you're the largest bank in the country. There's no reason for you to be afraid. But do you think that maybe that deposit credit dynamic is finally shifting in favor of deposits?
See, the point is that for any bank, if at all it has to grow, it cannot lose focus on the deposits. That's my very firm belief. Deposits may find its avenue in terms of deployment in the loan book or in the investment book. But deposit focus should remain always. That's what I believe, and that's what we are practicing.
Finally, there's been a lot of focus around how banks are spending on IT, how banks are ensuring that their IT upgrades are happening on time, and ensuring that customers do not face any brunt of it. We've seen the RBI act against a large private bank. I want to ask you what SBI's philosophy is as far as IT upgrades is concerned.
Yeah, we are quite cognizant of the requirement for IT upgrade, and considering the fact that the kind of volumes which we handle, those volumes keep on growing. So we have to ensure that there should be a seamless service availability to all our customers, and with that in mind, wherever required, if at all we need to invest into hardware, if at all we need to invest into software, if at all need to work on some alternate solutions. So we are always ahead of the time in terms of investing into such kind of things. And we remain in touch with the regulator, and we keep on seeking their guidance, and we act upon their guidance in good time. That's what we, as a matter of policy and practice, we are doing.
Lastly, on the RBI's discussion paper, draft guidelines on the project financing that have come out, just wanted to get your views. Is this onerous at this stage?
See, as of now, it's a discussion paper, and when it is a discussion paper, there are various practical aspects which has to be shared with the regulator, and which will actually reflect the viewpoint of the banking system also. So I think once we will share that kind of a viewpoint, I'm quite confident, going by the past experience, that RBI as a regulator is very receptive, and they are in a position to strike a balance between the need of the economy as well as the safety and security of the banking system. So I think it's though on the face of it, it looks to be onerous, but I would say that it's a very well-meaning draft. But yes, of course, the nuances can be tweaked, and I'm quite confident that once they will have the inputs from various stakeholders, they would perhaps relook into this, and will make it something which will meet both the objectives, which is the banking system safety, security, and also of the need of the economy in terms of infrastructure creation.
All right, Mr. Khara, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. Pleasure talking to you, sir.